Welcome to the Breaking the Silence podcast. I am your host, Arthur Nicky Nicole. Here I believe in winning together and creating a safe, supportive space for people to share their stories and start their healing journey. My passion is to help people confront hidden battles, embrace their truths, and take steps towards a more fulfilling life. Every episode is designed to break the silence on topics that often go unspoken, leading to conversations that uplift, inspire, and transform. Join me as we break the barriers and find strength through shared experiences, one story at a time. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Breaking the Silence. Listen, today is going to be a great day. I met this artist, DJ, I think I'm going to say this right, sound designer. She wears so many hats, y'all. She's an entrepreneur through Josh V, one of my guests that was also on my platform too. So it's a small world, y'all. Listen, we have to connect each other to each other in order for us to win. So, after the countdown, please welcome Samara Davis, better known as DJ Queen, to the Breaking the Silence platform.
The day I met you, I looked in your beautiful eyes. I didn't know that you would make me realize that I missed out on real love in my pastime. I won't let you get away from me, no, not this time. I want to spend forever with you, babe. And I want to make sure that we always communicate. Never throw shade and make sure that we always stay.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? Fine.
Good. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself because you gave me like a real short bio for real. So tell them, who is DJ Queen?
So DJ Queen is somebody that basically always had a dream since she's been a child. Since I've been young, I've been into music. I was working on my album when I was about like maybe 14. I was in 2 music groups when I was about the same age. And then maybe about like 17 is when I moved out of New York. And so, like I said, when I was in New York, I was doing all types of things when it came out to the entertainment. When it came out to modeling, I was modeling, even doing acting and things like that. So I moved from New York to South Carolina, and I'm not even gonna lie, when I moved to South Carolina, I kind of lost that vision and that dream because it was really, I didn't see no way out. It's like I was like stuck. And, so I just, went like a while without even that vision. And then I moved to Georgia. And when I moved to Georgia, that's when I was working at this place and I was bedazzled out because I love gold. And, the people that was working there with me was like, what are you doing here? Like, you need to be doing what you love. And at that point, I was like, well, I love to sing, but I didn't know how to actually go about that, because I didn't know a producer. I didn't know anybody that would, help me in that area. So I was like, let me just look into music in general. And so that's when I started calling around to certain schools. And then I finally found Full Sail University. And when I found Full Sail University, basically whatever they said, it just touched my heart. And I was like, oh, I can do all of that. I was like, oh, okay. So I don't even really have to be a singer because during that time I was kind of afraid to even sing because it was just too much, stuff going on in the industry. And, I was like, okay, so I can be in the back, I can produce, I can engineer, I can do sound design, and, basically they brought my dream back alive, and so at that point I went to school, got my bachelor's degree in audio production. And then once I did that, I graduated during COVID. So when I graduated during COVID, trying to go work in the studio wasn't happening. So at that point, I got discouraged. I was like, okay, so I did all of this with the school and I can't even work in the studio. So at that point, I was like, you know what? I didn't really give up, but I just kind of like let it go. And then, the situation I was in also wasn't helping me, get to where I wanted to go in general. So I just kind of like, just let it go for a while. And then I just started like just doing in-house things, like, just making beats, doing live, DJing and things like that. And as I'm DJing, people's just like, you should be a DJ, on live, like you should be a DJ. And so that's what took me into actually being a DJ, because I used to DJ on live all the time. And then, from that point forward, that's basically all I was doing, was just playing music, because I've always loved music. And then moving forward, I started DJing with the school system, and with the school system, you need to actually have a LLC. And so at that point, I knew I had to get an LLC and a business license. And so that's what I did. I got my business license, and it's DJ Queen Entertainment LLC. And so once I did that, I was able to contract with the school system. And so I'm still contracting with them, hoping to get more schools under my belt. And then, just going, adventuring off, DJing for, birthday parties and, receptions and things like that. And, sneaker balls and things like that. So I started DJing, for different things. Then on top of that, I still wasn't singing. And so my old producer had reached out to me, and he asked me to do a hook. And this was my producer when I was 14, when I was working on that album. And so he reached out to me, and he was just like, can you do a hook? So I'm just like, sure. Why would I tell you no? And so at that point, I did a hook for him, and that was the door opening for me. Because at that point, like I said, I was shied away from singing because I was kind of like scared of people hearing me, and things like that. And, I think that kind of happened in my, childhood trauma, being afraid of people actually hearing you, being judgmental. Because, when I did sing when I was a child, I had family members telling me, oh, you can't sing, you sound horrible. So I think that when I started back singing, like, when I got older, I'm like, nah, I ain't singing, bump that. Mm-mm. But like I said, when he reached out to me, it was like, I couldn't tell him no. And so when that happened, it was a wrap. I was like, okay, they're gonna hurt me now, so might as well keep on going, and I'm gonna keep on going. And that's when I did my first song called Forever. And when I did Forever, I just went in, I produced it, I engineered it, did sound design on it, and I released it January 31st. And after that, 2 weeks later, I released I Try. And then now I have another song coming out called It's a Party, and that's coming out on the 14th. And so, this is just the beginning of my actual artist career, but it's so many things that I love to do, and I will continue to do when it comes down to producing, engineering, being my own artist, because I don't want to be the artist, being my own artist, and even doing poetry. I do poetry and sound design, and I want to start getting into videography and making my own videos and doing skits and even soon doing doing podcasting and stuff. So it's just like I'm a all around actually woman. I don't know if it's a part of my ADHD, but I just like to just do multiple things. I don't limit myself to one thing, two things. Like I'm just like, I love to learn, and so I'm just gonna always do that and just do what I love. And what I love is music, and I love entertainment. And so that's what basically keeps me sane, and it's like my therapy. So yeah.
Now you talking about adding some more stuff. So now from the DJ booth to the studio, how do you switch gears between the roles as a DJ, producer, sound designer, and what's the biggest challenge of juggling them all?
So like even today, well, yesterday, I decided that I need to take each day at a time. Because like, when you think about all of those things at one time, it could be overwhelming. It's like, oh my God, I gotta do that, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. So what I decided to do is make a planner. And with that planner, it's like each day I'm doing something different, and giving, each thing my undivided attention, because I am a, perfectionist, and I love, to put out great work and not just anything. And, even when it comes down to me DJing, I make sure my clients are satisfied. I make sure that they're on a dance floor, they're dancing, somebody's dancing, not just sitting around just looking crazy. Like I make sure I hype the crowd up, and I know I do that very well because I love music so much, and I can read a crowd very well. So
in your experience, what do you think is the most, rewarding part about, seeing people respond to your music? in, a live, we'll say a live setting, if you ever did a live performance, and how does that energy influence your creative process?
It makes me really excited. So I haven't really done a lot of like singing. I haven't done that yet live, but I did my poetry, and I did my. That's what really was just like, you know what? I did my poetry right around the time that I did the hook for my, my co-producer now. And so I was just sitting there, and it was just like something, just because they was talking about, mental health, and I'm real big on mental health. That's something that I have battled, over and over before. And so I'm really big on that, just keeping peace, keeping your mental together. And so something was just like, get up and do this poem. And my poem is actually called Finding You. And so it was just like, get up and do this poem. So I got up and did the poem. I was nervous, you know what I'm saying? Like, might have stuttered a little bit. But when I finished that poem, it was just like, when everybody started clapping, it was just like, oh, y'all needed me this whole time. It's like, but I've been keeping this to myself for so long. Like, I've been writing poems, and I just kept everything to myself. Like, I was so afraid to just show the world of who I was. And so it felt really good, performing in front of people, and people just really clapping, and then they're really excited. Even after that, they wanted my information, they wanted my Instagram, they wanted to connect. And so from that point on, I knew, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be entertaining, people, not in a negative way, but in a positive way, bringing that positivity. And it feels really great. It feels really great.
But you know what? I can relate to that because, coming up, I was in my shell too. I didn't, I was afraid of what people would think, what they would say, if I just tap into my talents. And, and those type of people have a lot of talents. I mean, a lot. And we just be afraid to like step out and say, I'm gonna do this regardless of what people say. So now I'm tapping into some music now, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this, but I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you just gotta just go with it and let God lead you in it, because He gave it to you for a reason, not
Exactly.
for you to keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna ask you some out of the box questions to make you think a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
If you could step inside one of your songs
Okay.
and experience it as an environment, what would it look like, feel like, and sound like in real life?
Okay. So it would look and sound and feel like love, because that's just what I'm about. I love love, and it's like, it's just so much hatred just going on in the world, and I see it on a daily basis. And I don't like it. And I'm of God. I'm very godly. I consider myself a goddess because God works through me. And so I just want to, just give off and show people that there's still love. You know what I'm saying? It's still genuine people out there. It's still people that's actually nice. That doesn't feel like when they do something, they need something in return. And so that's me stepping into, just real life and just live, like.
But you know what? It's crazy because now in time there's always people that want something in return, and it's hard for you to feel like there's somebody out there that's genuine about helping somebody and like really want to be there. There's people out there that still want to see people win together. Like, we really can eat together, and if we start realizing that if we come together, we really can do this together and have no, extra agendas behind it. Man, that's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yes.
It's powerful.
Yes, very powerful, and it's really sad, that it's like that, So I'm just really trying to just connect to my tribe, people that's more like me, because I can't really sit here and make somebody have a genuine heart. I can't make somebody be of love. I can't make somebody be, just like me. So I just kind of like, that's just, I want to attract the ones that's like me. That's what I want.
Mhm. That's it. That's what. But you have to grow to them points because as coming up as a child, you just be wanting to be everybody's friend. You want to be everybody to like you, and then when you become older, you're like, wait a minute, everybody don't have to like me. I just need to be in the midst of people that's like me, and
Exactly.
it's gonna be easy. There's no struggle. It's just aligned together, and you could just flow. But
Yes.
it's hard to find people like that. It's
It
it's really
really
hard.
is. It's really, really hard. But you know what? I'm finding them.
Me too.
It took me a long time. Like, I'm 35 years old, and I could say I'm finally finding them. It's just like started happening, and I'm just like, wow, like.
Mind blowing. It can be mind blowing. I
Mhm.
got one more question for you that's out of box.
Okay.
If your music could speak, what do you think it would say to your listeners about you that words couldn't describe?
That she's very passionate, real, honest, authentic.
You know, that's the name of the game. People out here so bad now trying to be everybody else but themselves. And then when it comes around to them being themselves again, it's hard for them to even tap into themselves because they've been pretending too long. Just
Exactly.
be yourself from the beginning. If they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't.
Yes. And
That's it.
I'm real big on being different. I don't like being like anybody else. That's one thing I've always loved about myself. I've always wanted to be different, and I've always showed up different. I've never been a person to follow the crowd. Even like in high school, I was the only one wearing beads in my hair. People, it was certain people talking about me, but I didn't care. It was just that's just me. Like that's just what I want to do with myself. I don't follow the crowd. I don't follow no trends. And it's a lot of people in this world that do. And I really do hope that they find themselves. That's why I wrote that poem called "Finding You." And it will be on my album when I put my album out also, because that poem is really real. And even though I knew who I was and I knew I wanted to be different, I went through a time where I actually lost myself. And when I lost myself, I became angry. And I didn't understand why I was so angry. And it's like, what's going on? And it's like I just wasn't happy with myself. And maybe it had something to do with the relationship I was in. It is what it is. But I've been there. And when I've been there, it was like I got to get out of here. I gotta get out of this. Like, this is not me. This is not what I want. I'm not happy here. And so that's when I realized I had to dig deep. And that's when I got on my spiritual journey, in 2019, just finding myself and finding, figuring out my childhood traumas and, just understanding myself. And when I did that, I wrote a poem about, just finding you. And that was the best thing I could do for myself, was just find myself.
Now, before we go to the verses and vibes, I always ask all artists this question because everybody has a different answer. So when you create a song, when you go through your songwriting process, what do you think is the most important element of that? The lyrics or the song? I mean, the lyrics or the beat? Now, when we talked previously, I told you the beat to me is everything. Like them first 5, 10 seconds, if you don't got me vibing with it, it don't got to be a fast beat. It could be any kind of beat, small, slow beat. If I'm not vibing to that beat in the beginning, then I'm never going to hear what you say. So, what do you think is the most important element? The lyrics or the beat?
My most, I think, is the story behind it. I think, like, I love the beat also, but I think it's the actual story. And I'm not gonna just say lyrics, because some people don't have lyrics. They'll just say a few words and then that's the lyrics. So I would say the story.
Mm, nice. I love that. I love that. So, if if somebody's listening to your song right now, if they listen to Forever, if they listen to I Try, if you could describe that as a playlist of that, kind of like similar to another artist, how would you describe it?
So I would say like Amanda Perez,
Mm.
or like let me see. I mean, that's like the first one I would say. And the reason why I say that is because, well, first of all, she produces her own stuff and I like her style. And she's a very, like, she tells a story like in all of her music. It's like you're gonna feel her music. And I just love Amanda Perez. So I would say, yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's crazy you say that because now I'm sitting here thinking after I listen to those songs, yes, yes, Amanda Perez, exactly who I, yeah, definitely. Now you're gonna make me go back and listen again now because I love Amanda Perez. I do. But
Right.
you know what? The thing about her is she came out with like a couple of songs. Did she ever do an album?
Yeah, she did an album. She did a few
She
albums
did?
actually. Yeah, she
Cause
has
I
a lot
it
of
was
music.
because I only heard like two songs. That was Angel and I forgot the other name of the other song that I listened
She
to.
has.
But
I love Amanda Perez. Like she has so many songs, and she hasn't been doing any music lately, but I think she needs to
mm,
start. So if you hear this Amanda Perez, bring out some more music.
for real, for real, for real, for real. They don't know nothing about Amanda now.
Right.
That's back in the day music.
Back
That's
in the
that good
day.
music. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So we're gonna go to verses and vibes. This is the first trivia question. Which audio format was introduced in 1995 that revolutionized how music is distributed and consumed online due to its high compression and small file size. So I'm gonna go to the countdown, and we come back. I'm gonna be waiting for your answer.
Okay.
All right, what you got?
Um, I really don't know. I don't know. Mm, is it MP3?
Look at that, you got it.
Okay.
You got it. Whoa,
Oh
you talking about I
wow.
really don't know, and
I'm
you got it.
like, oh my god, I can't believe I got it because I was really over here like, oh my gosh. Okay, okay.
Wow. All right, so this is the next question. What device is used in sound recording and engineering is responsible for turning sound into vibrations and into electronic signals? All right, going to the countdown again. You got to get this one.
Would it be a microphone?
Look at you killing it.
Oh, okay.
Over here killing it, talking about you don't know. Let me find. Come on through. You said let's get it. You meant that.
Let's get it. Period.
All right, so I got two more. I got two more music.
Oh wow, two more. Okay. Whew.
All right. So, which 1995 song by Brandy featured a prominent example from the Isley Brothers, Between the Sheets, and became her first top hit? Okay. Going to the countdown. All right, what you say? I know you know this one.
Is it Have You Ever? No. Sitting up
One
in my
more.
room.
No.
Dang. Oh man. Dang. That's my song too.
Right. I'm like, what? No.
Every year, but that's my song.
Oh man. Last one. Which song from 1997 was written by the legendary Kenneth Babyface Edmonds, became the biggest hit of Tony Braxton's career, and went on to win multiple Grammy Awards? All right, going to the countdown. What's your answer? I know you know this one.
He wasn't man enough for me. No.
No. One more time.
Unbreak My Heart.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Period.
Period. You nailed that. You thought you weren't gonna get it, but you got it.
Right. Okay.
All right. So now this is the moment where you shine. I'm gonna give you the stage. I want you to tell everybody where they can follow you, how they can book you to be a DJ, how they can find that music, what's coming up next for you in 2025. If you want to tell them, because we gotta move in silence these days. So whatever you want to tell them that you feel comfortable, I'm giving you the stage. Here you go.
Okay, so to book me, my website is djqueenentertainment .net. Also, you can reach me at DJ underscore Queen underscore entertainment on Instagram. My Facebook is Samara Davis. Um, and for 2025, let's get it. Like, I just got a lot of goals, and I definitely move in silence. You won't know what I coming with until I come. But I do have a new song coming out. It's a party, and it's just in time for the springtime, and it's a dance song. So I'm excited about that. And I will be working on my album also this year. So let's get it. I'm ready for it.
She said, "Let's get it." I heard that. Let's get it. You had me saying that. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Period.
Oh man, but thank you so much for coming to be a guest on my platform. We in it to win it. I tell everybody to come across my platform, there's something that you want me to share, if there's something you want me to advertise, listen, I got you for life. Share it with me so I can share it to my audience so we can get further. Because you never know who's watching. You really don't.
Exactly.
Like I didn't know that, one of my guests, somebody saw her episode and that led to another opportunity for her. So you really don't know. You really don't know who's watching. So if there's something that I can share with somebody else, let me know.
Exactly. And my songs is out forever, and I try Samara Davis on all platforms. So
I'll be playing it for them so they can hear how it sounds. So hey, I do music promotions. I haven't done it in a little bit, but I think I'm gonna go back to doing them sometime because it's been busy. It's just been busy, but I'm gonna get back to it. Putting y'all in the light. So thank you again for coming. And hey, this is not the end. This is just the beginning.
Right. Exactly. And thank you for having me too.
You're welcome. And thank you to everyone else out there that's tapped into this amazing episode. Man, listen, we have to do it together in order to get to the top. And that's just the bottom line. The sooner we find that out, guess what? The sooner we'll get to the top. Because we all need each other. Even the greatest celebrities in the world, they need the people. How do you think they got there? They got there because of people. So as soon as we figure that out, we're going to be fine. And we're going to win together, and we're going to understand that everybody can eat. Everybody. So if you enjoyed this episode, it resonated with you, please share it with somebody who needs it. And remember to tap into yourself. Believe in yourself. Know who you are. Because once you know who you are, then guess what? You're going to take off. You're going to be fine. So until next time, stay inspired, stay strong, and remember that you can do whatever you put your mind to. Later. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Breaking the Silence. I hope you have enjoyed this episode and it has resonated with you in some type of way. Thank you for all the support, all the follows, all the subscribes. Please continue to stay strong. Hang in there. Stay inspired. And always remember to be yourself, because no one can do it better than you. So until next time, continue to break the silence in your life. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with somebody. Later.